Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. I'm so pissed at the Palantir community's reaction to the recent rally. And I feel like I have to talk about this. I have to vent a little bit because I feel like the Palantir community collectively suffered some brain damage or something. And we don't have access to Foundry. And I feel like what's happening with Palantir stock needs Foundry to analyze it. So I really want to speak to you guys about this. Please make sure you hit like, subscribe to the channel so you stay tuned on future videos, and why not check out my Twitter. Vince is bullish. I post content there. It's been blowing up lately. It's crazy. So make sure you check it out. So Palantir has gone up almost 100% in 1 month. Okay, in 1 month, which is crazy. It's 2020. It reminds you of the dot-com bubble. It reminds you of a bubble. It's not natural that a stock goes up to 100% within 1 month. Okay, but everything is relative. People are assuming that there has to be a pullback. You have to sell all your shares. The stock is overvalued right now, and start trimming your position. Be very careful. Start getting afraid because Palantir. And I see so many creators, YouTubers, Tom Nash, don't want to name any names that I normally like, but I just don't understand why they're doing it. These people have all been buying Palantir at $20 plus $20 plus, $18. Many of them have cost basis of around $18, and the stock has gone up to $15 almost today, and now suddenly the stock is overvalued. I get the point that it's not $6 anymore, and to be honest, at $6, if you knew how to do a proper stock valuation, the stock was a steal deal. What you needed to do is, sell your mom, sell your sister, sell your kidney, and go all in on Palantir. Okay, I agree that the stock is not at that level anymore, but that doesn't make it overvalued. Okay. So here is what I don't hear people speaking about. This is the stuff that I understand about the Palantir community, but this is where people go wrong. So because we have been in a bear market, we all started out looking at Palantir and we said Palantir easily is going to grow 30% revenues year over year. They have had multiple years of 30% CAGR. And then Palantir started slowing down. Like every company on the stock market started slowing down, and they started coming in with worse numbers. So we had to adjust our assumptions in the valuation. And first we put, at least I put, okay, it's not going to be 30% every year. It's going to be 25% a year. But then Palantir came out with even more sucky growth numbers, right? The last numbers were even below 20%. So all of us were like, okay, we're in a bear market. Every company is falling down. Every company is missing earnings. Palantir is also going to miss earnings. And it's just going to be a 20% permanent growth for Palantir. And even at that level, $6 was crazy cheap. So if you put 20% as your permanent growth rate for Palantir, I believe the fair value of the stock is $10 to $12. But hey Vince, the stock is at $14, so it must be overvalued. But here's where you're wrong. So we are not in a bear market anymore. Does this look like a bear market to you? Look at Palantir, look at Meta, look at Nvidia. Look at Tesla. Tesla started the year at $100 and it's at $200. And if you have been paying any amount of attention, companies have started to beat earnings in the earnings calls. Companies started to come up with surprises. They have started to raise guidance. So it's not the same market, but I feel like the Palantir community has a brain freeze and they're stuck in this that Palantir cannot grow more than 20%. And let me tell you what is happening. What is happening is that just like Nvidia had to raise their guidance just from AI from 7 billion to 11 billion. That's a 60% raise in the guidance. And that showed the market that this AI thing is here. It's real. And the big boys, the institutions, the funds, the hotshot investors are investing into AI, and they're pricing in that this little company called Palantir, who has been dirt cheap at $6, and all the valuations, everything was, all the expectations were down on the floor. they are probably going to beat earnings, and they're probably going to beat earnings handily. So the Palantir community needs to realize this and at least think with, because I don't know if Palantir is going to accelerate in earnings, okay? But I clearly see that that's what the market is pricing in, and that's what's happening to other companies. So would it be a surprise if Palantir would come out in Q2 and they would say, okay, based on what we see, we need to raise our guidance, and we're going to be expanding 30% from now on, 40% from now on. And if they just raise the guidance to 30%, the stock price at this level is dirt cheap. If they raise it to 35% or 40%, the stock can go to 20 to 24 and still be fairly valued. You need to get that in your head. It would still be not overvalued. It would be fairly valued, okay? So the number 2 myth that I see that is going on in the Palantir community and on finance Twitter is that the people who are buying Palantir right now, they're these dopey newcomer investors who are just like, let's buy AI. What's an AI company? Palantir. Okay, buy Palantir. It's not what's happening. You have to look at the volume. The volume is so much higher than anything else that Palantir has been doing. This is institutions, professional investors, smart money buying in. How the F can be buying in if this valuation wouldn't be making any sense? You have to think about this, okay? So that's a complete myth. This is the funds, the professional smart money investors that are buying in because they see an opportunity here, okay? So number 3, that is completely wrong, and I don't see talked about enough. Your investment strategy is completely screwed if you're selling out of Palantir right now. You bought the stock at $18. You diamond-handed it down to 6%, and just because the stock is a little bit up, you're going to start trimming your portfolio. Your risk reward is way out. So you either need to not ride the stock down, and you need to have a stop loss, and if the stock goes 10% down, you indiscriminately sell. And then it makes sense to sell at when the stock is 50% plus, because you have a chance of losing 10%, but when you win 50%. And that means that on your trades, you can be 4 times wrong and 1 time correct, and you will still make money. This would lead to a winning trading strategy, okay? But if you hold the stock down when it goes 70% down, and then when it comes up, and it's only 30% plus, and you sell, you're an idiot, because that is a losing strategy, because you're not going to be right about every company that you're going to invest in, okay? So if you're willing to incur a 70% loss on your company, then you need to earn that back 2 or 3 times on the other end, so that your winners cancel out your losers, okay? So you need to get your head correct on this, okay? And I just want to show you something. Okay, I've been very cocky in this video, and to be honest, I don't know if we're going to have a pullback on Palantir, and I don't care. I cannot predict the stock price. But just because the stock went up 100% and you have invested into a company that is doing really good is not a fucking reason to sell. So look at this stock. It went from November from $80 to $160. It was 100% up, and this is a much bigger, much more mature company than Palantir. Was it a good idea to sell here because it was 100% up? No, because you would almost be again 70-80% up from that point that it was 100% up, okay? Then look at another company that happened recently. Nvidia, it went almost down to $100. So then it went up to $182. Was it a good idea to sell at that point? No, you would have missed out on a freaking 100% from that point, okay? So just because the price action went up, it's all relative. I'm telling you, Palantir was dirt cheap at $6. It wasn't fair value at $6, and now we're 100% overvalued. Fair value was somewhere between $10 to $12 with the assumption that it's growing 20% per year. But we're not in that market anymore. You need to reevaluate your freaking assumptions, and you need to, realize that we're not in the same market anymore. And the smart money coming into the stock, there's full of bullish catalysts for this stock. I don't think that it's a good idea to sell if you're a long-term investor. This is just my opinion. I might be wrong, I might be inaccurate, but I really needed to put this video out because I just needed to vent about the Palantir community. Anyways, love you guys. Catch you up in the next video. Ciao, ciao.